All right, we are live.
All right.
All right, folks. Welcome to this week's Point and Shoot Smartphone Photographers Meet, Greet, Podcast, Hangout, and General Get-Together. I think that covers all our bases today. A few of us will come drifting in as we go along, but let's get this thing kicked off, and we'll start with Mike since he's on my virtual right side.
Hey, welcome to our famous hangout, and well, we have a little while of just a lot of fun.
We got a new face, relatively new face for us, Steve Brady, and you're allowed to say yourself, and you can give yourself a plug. So go ahead.
Cool. I am, as you said, Steve Brady, and I do represent Real Tech for Real People, a podcast we've been doing since 2008, and we actually have a page here, our community here on Google Plus.
Excellent.
We're doing our shows now on Google Hangouts. So,
well
fun
done.
times.
And
I
anyone
want
that's got a
to
room.
thank you for letting me come in as the Google Glass guy.
That's no problem.
Well, anyone that's got a back wall that looks like yours, it reminds me of mine, so I feel right at home,
That's where I am, right at home.
You got it. You got it. All right, I'm the host for tonight. Since Ant's out there slacking off in the gym, probably, he's doing his peck dance of love, and we'll let him go at and have a good time. I'm Michael Sweeney. iPhone MacGyver is what these people like to call me. I'm the person that, when I got my iPhone in my hand, the Apple engineers go, "Oh my God, we never intended the phone to do that." So I have a good time with it. So let's get going. We had a contest, and let's see if I can get my screen share to share today. There we are. And boom. So you should be able to see that now.
Yep.
And you can see we had quite a few entries this time. I've got a 7 and a 5 and a 4. Did you see anything else, Mike, that was higher than that?
I think I saw 3. I thought there was a 7, a 5, a 4, and a 3.
Yeah.
There'd be an 8 in there too.
Yeah, there's a 3. So let's do this. Well, we got 2 3s. All right. Let's do the top 3 to start, and we got a few extra minutes. We'll work our way to everybody else.
Okay.
So 7 is our winner, but we'll hold off a minute. Where is that number 4 at? Oh, we got 2 7s.
Okay.
Yes. Somebody didn't vote.
Got it.
All right. Let's start.
I threw my vote towards that other 7, the black and white 7.
The black and white?
Yeah, because it's not fair for me to throw my vote to the one at the top, which is mine.
Oh, I don't know. Let's start. You know what? We're just going to start with the 3s. What the heck? We're going to let everybody get some time here. So this is one of the 2 3s I saw. This comes from one of our own mods, Robert Knight. Yes. And I don't know. If I'd known that, I would have just deleted it. But but I gotta say, this is Robert. I'd like it better if it was level. But I really like the concept you got going here with the framing of the water fountain, with the archway and the plants and whatnot. And for me, I think the black and white's working pretty good. I might have gone with a slightly tighter crop. As you can see, I'm kind of playing with things. I might have just cropped it down a little bit more. And I'm not too sure about the vignetting. Maybe it'll grow on me. But what about you, Mike?
Well, considering the source.
Ouch. Slam.
No, I tell you. When you cropped it in, I have to agree with you. It was the vignetting is okay. I kind of like it because I like the vignetting, but when you cropped it in, it really made the picture pop even more. And I do love the black and white because the black and white, black and white makes it really look good.
All right, Steve, your turn.
Here's
Here's your chance to have a lot of fun being critical.
if you're gonna vignette, it kind of tells me you're gonna go for that old school look, kind of like
Yeah.
where
Like a Holga or plastic
Yeah.
Diana or something.
yeah. And so I kind of think if you're gonna apply a filter, give me some grain. Make that a little bit
good
grainier,
point.
and then don't worry about the cropping. But the only problem I have, and this is a smartphone thing, it's not a, so, and I understand the area we're in here. If you look at that picture, there's a lot of things that are blown out in the whites, and the Ansel Adams in me says I would have liked to have seen a little more detail in the lighter ends, and maybe play with that a little bit.
It's funny you mentioned that because we've had some very interesting discussions about the zone system here, and I tend to believe that if you work your hardware correctly, you'll get the right picture. So even if it requires taking 2 or 3 and doing a little extra work in post-processing.
Well, ultimately, that's why when we get to the one I threw my vote to, I'll talk about that some more there.
Fair enough. All right. Not bad, Robert. But
yeah. And also being an Android phone, of course,
Yeah. Look, I'm avoiding that. Since I've got both an iPhone and S5 right now, I kind of like, if I throw too many stones, I'm going to end up sore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what am I talking about? I got the Moto X and an iPhone.
Okay.
See, I'm happy with just having an S4. Oh, and the glass.
Yeah, and glass. All right. We get it. Now this was interesting. This guy here. Yeah. I like it on the surface, but I wish Edwin had done a little bit more post-processing to punch it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And here's an interesting thing, Edwin. Now, in the Western society, the Western world, we tend to go left to right. So when you have something that's flying right to left, it feels a little awkward to the brain. Not saying it doesn't work, just saying it feels a little awkward. And unfortunately, I'm not sure you could really reach out and tell the bird turn around and come the other way for another pass.
Right.
This is kind of what you get, what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's what I tell my kids.
Right. But the one reason I loved it is because it caught that bird in flight, and that's an
awesome catch.
That is not easy to do, especially with a smartphone, and because some of them have a tendency to have a little lag, and to get him crystal clear like that had to be a really fast shutter.
I can actually see the eyes on the bird, which is pretty amazing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I voted for this one. But you're right. If he would have punched it up a little bit, brought the vibrance up some, it would have been even better. But just that bird shot is that $1 million shot.
So, yeah, I think the vibrance is probably the thing that had me just looking at it and thinking, and I don't mean to say blah, but just kind of.
No, say what you mean. It was meh.
It was okay. It was meh. No, I'll channel my brother here. But the bird. If you go and look at some of the other things I post in some of the other areas, I love bird photography with my digital SLR, and so I love the capture there. Now I would have cropped it in significantly and maybe had it a little bit differently and focused on the bird and made the bird kind of more of the thing. But this theme is the rivers and lakes, so it is what it is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an awesome capture, and as you say, for a smartphone.
That's
Nexus
why,
5, by the way, a Nexus 5.
And that I tell you that, but I said just seeing that is just why yes, it was supposed to be a river or lake or whatever, but that bird is what got my attention.
Yeah.
Well, the bird makes it. I mean, it really provides a point of interest. I just, in a perfect world, it'd be going the other way, but that's okay.
What if they had done?
Sometimes we need to. Actually, what'd be interesting is to flip the picture in post, just to see what would happen.
What about blurring the background? Kind of just providing just a little bit of blurring to the distance and pop the bird out a little bit.
You could.
Yes.
My experience with blurring in the background in post is it doesn't always work as well as it could. An interesting thought is, and this is quite literally Monday morning quarterbacking. If he was going for motion shots, although I suspect this was just a opportunistic shot, is a neutral density filter taped to the camera over the lens might have provided a slow enough shutter where if he had panned it, you would have gotten the bird sharp and the blurred background that you wanted. But that's a lot of forethought, for something that was probably just like, oh my God, here comes a bird, click.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, he was setting up for the shot, and this bird just happened to come in and said, "Oh, click."
Yeah. So let's move on.
As long as it wasn't what did that bird fly in my picture for? It ruined it.
Well, you know what's funny is I was at Disneyland last weekend and
When
I
you're
got
not
nailed. I got nailed by a bird.
Mike.
I ended up having to buy a shirt.
Yeah. When are you not at Disney?
Good point. I'm there a lot. Now this is a number 5. Let's see what we got here. Now this is interesting. Somebody was playing with Pano. So this is Eric Mays. I'm really glad to see someone breaking out the Pano and having some fun with that. Again, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking a tighter crop might have worked better.
Mm-hmm. I like that waterfalls in that background.
Oh, the waterfall's great, but now let's zoom in a little bit and talk about that. Can you see the detail in that water?
Yes.
This bugs me. So you know you got a smartphone. You know the bloody phone is smarter than you, or it thinks it is, and so it's going to crank the shutter speed up because the aperture is wide open at 2.4 or 2.2.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're going to be shooting a landscape with something moving. So this is where a little forethought of playing with that neutral density would allow you to get that really nice blurred waterfall look, even though it's broad daylight, with a little bit of gaffer's tape and a small filter taped over the front of your camera lens. This comes down to knowing your hardware and knowing how and when you can hack and break the rules of what smartphone photography is about. And we've talked about this before. So Eric, it'd be great fun if, I don't know if you could actually get back to this spot and try it again. I don't know if this was like a vacation shot or something, but in my mind it'd be pretty cool to try it again, but grab a neutral density filter and some tape and have at it and see if you could get the water to blur a bit, because this is really a really nice looking area.
Mm-hmm. And we got there's a Portis report.
Yay! Portis spotted. Now what's interesting is I love that, I guess it's a tree limb that he's got running across the center there. That provides a really cool anchor. So, all right, guys, why don't you talk? I got to pick up a call for a second here.
Okay.
This is a really nice photo. My goodness, Eric. Let me actually go to the Hangout so I can look at the photo other than what's on Mike's screen. But I agree with Michael right off the bat. That tree, it's probably a fallen tree or it's a log, I guess is what it's considered. The other thing I really like is if you look in the background, I really like the tree root that's kind of coming down off the tree.
Around and see what's going on, but there's really nothing we can do at this point. Generator's running.
Actually, here, there we go. Good looking out, Michael King. But I agree. I came in half mass, obviously, because it already started. But this waterfall area, where is this? Do we know where this has been taken at? Mike's away from the screen, so he can't go to photo details for us. So let me.
We have to wait till he gets back. But
well, I'm gonna go into.
It tells you it's a Samsung, but it's an SCHI 545, which I was just about to try to figure out what that is.
Who knows with the Samsungs? Dear Samsung, let's watch this. Dear Samsung, please name your phones a normal maker tag because.
Hey, it's a Verizon S4. Who knew?
Is it? It's the Verizon model of the S4. But anyway, back to the gorgeous photo. I love the waterfall. I love the tree root that's coming down in the background there. If you look, it's clear that has to be a tree root. I mean, I'm guessing, or the sun peering through it. Down some, Mike. This is just a really, really pretty shot. I think I agree. I think what I heard was doing some vibrance and color adjusting a little bit more to bring out some of the vibrance in the greens and the water and stuff like that. I think that would have helped. But overall composition, it is a tree root. I knew it.
Mike, you're muted as well.
That is just really, really nice.
And I have to agree what Mike was talking. I have to agree what Sweeney was talking about was the waterfall, the way the thing caught that in the back. If he used that neutral density filter, that would have helped that too as well.
Yeah, when I zoom in, you can really see what I'm grousing about. The fact that the water is, it looks like it's dead stopped. So what's the details? Let's see here.
I like
Samsung.
cropping in, but crop it nowhere near as tight. I would crop it and hold it to the far left. I want to keep that bridge, that walk bridge they have on the left.
Over here?
Yeah, on the far left of the
Yeah,
image.
where all the people are?
No, that's on the far right. I want to cut the people out.
You want that, right?
And I want to keep the bridge that's on the far left.
How far?
So you just keep bringing it out until you almost get to the people. It's at the end of the log that cuts through the water.
About right there?
Yeah.
Right about there.
Wait,
Yeah, because I start to see people right there.
Now, there are people up on top of the waterfall if you zoom in tight on the right, but I kind of like the idea of having that bridge, having it carry it in to the image, but you're right, the blurring of the water would be a nice effect.
Yeah, that's just my being persnickety.
I don't think I want the water blurred. I want the water sharper, and I don't think that water is actually green. It's probably more of a blue tone. Where's my mute button? Who asked you? I don't want it blurred. I want to see, because here's the secret sauce in this area, gentlemen. Truth be told, this is probably an absolutely gorgeous lake, and there's not a lot of bodies of water that are that clear that you can see all the way through the water. And
Agreed.
I think that's if you blur it, you lose that.
No, I disagree. I think you could blur that waterfall just enough and still maintain clarity on the water itself.
I don't know.
You want me to get the boxing gloves out?
Nah.
Here we go.
We just need to find out where this picture was taken and go take a road trip.
Oh, we got someone else in.
Yeah, this is where, honest to God, this is where stripping that location data out is bites us in the booty.
Now, so you voted for the black, Steve? Is that what you said? The black and white? Because I'm still seeing 7 and 7.
I did.
Oh yeah, the black and white's 8 now.
The black and white.
All right.
Is it the black and white, like the dock one, kind of looking?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, that one chooses 8.
So here's Steve's, and we actually got a live body to punch right now. So
Ooh.
He has 3 of them.
we're not talking behind somebody's back right now.
What were you thinking when you signed up for this?
And don't forget, he has another one up there too.
Yeah.
We're not nice.
It's another 7.
Clearly, he doesn't watch the show. We're not nice people.
He'll never come back after this.
Oh, no, I got on here because I wanted to make sure I was able to defend myself.
Yeah. Mike.
That's excellent.
Portis.
You need more
He's
Windows
the,
and
Google-
Android users too. So.
Yeah. He's the Google Glass user.
Oh.
Now
Okay,
see, the
yeah.
only reason I like this picture is because of the comment about the great Philly cheesesteak. Yeah.
You know, you said I could plug my business. I'm going to plug these guys. If you ever Pennsylvania, the general store is awesome. I'll tell you.
That's good to know. That's really good to know.
And if you get up there, let me know and I'll buy.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll head that way right now.
Wait a second. You just said that on a live.
That's
show.
right.
If you knew where Forksville, Pennsylvania was, the chances of 3 of you making it up there.
There's
I have family back there, so.
Then we'll definitely do it.
good stuff.
My wife would love me to death if I said, "Honey, we're flying back east." Yeah.
I can tell you what I don't like about the picture right now. What I don't like about it is the power line cutting through there. But as a member of the board of directors for our electric cooperative up there, I'm glad to show you that we have power going through there.
I see that. Now, what I'll tell you what I don't like. Let me pull this in a little bit.
I can tell you what I don't like.
We're not
You
talking to
guys
you.
are good.
We're not talking to you right now.
Okay, when it's my turn, I got a bone. I got a bone.
There's almost like a haloing that's going on around these clouds, and but between the clouds being so blown and this haloing, for lack of a better word, it's just not doing it for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the HDR effect that I use to pull it out to get the
I
colors.
love the
And that's what
curve
caused
of the
that,
river.
Mhm.
I love the colors,
Mhm.
but it's just a little too much of the HDR for my taste.
Here's my okay. So clearly you use the HDR on this photo. My question is, what other filter did you use? Did you use like a dreamy kind of filter?
To be honest, I can't quite remember exactly how I did it. It's one of the, if you go into the Google edit feature,
Uh-huh.
it has 6 or 7 different HDR options, and I just went through those until I saw one I liked, and then
Okay.
I bumped the saturation up a little bit.
Okay, so this is what I like about this photo. I agree completely with Mike Sweeney. The river is so incredibly interesting. I love the fact that you captured that person doing God knows whatever, that woman there, down there on the river.
And at this point, he's not telling me what she was doing, so it's a good thing.
I don't know what she's doing.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. She adds
Use imagination.
She's not falling in. That's
yeah. She adds an incredible sense of whimsy to it for me. It's almost like she's like got a sprite or a fairy kind of feel to her. It's weird. I don't know. This photo looks so HDR that it doesn't look real. Is my problem. It looks like a painting.
Yeah, it looks
which isn't
realistic.
bad.
It's just a different effect.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
No, what's funny is I actually like it better really tightly cropped, where we can see the woman right there,
Yeah.
kind of walking along the shore. You know, I like
Trying not
that
to
a
fall
lot
in.
more than this. But that's that's just me.
Yeah, if you Steve, if you would have cropped it in like that, it would have been even. It's a good picture as it is. It just seeing the
gorgeous
clouds, everything. Everything with the blowout and that, and the power lines.
I don't mind.
yeah, because if you cropped it like Mike is saying, I think it would capture those other people on the rock a little upstream, the woman
Right there.
and
Right there.
it's perfect. You know,
If you were cropped it like that, that would have been a very good shot. It's a good shot as it is, but it'd been even better.
I am getting a hint here. Next time I put a picture in and we get a 3-picture limit option, I'm going to do one cropped, one not cropped, and then one maybe HDR, just to see if I can
here's
keep
my
a handle on you.
here's what I think.
Here's the dirty little secret for you. And the dirty little secret is most photographers are afraid to crop.
Right.
And that's consistent through all the classes I teach. It was consistent with myself when I was going through classes. I had an instructor who fortunately beat it into me that cropping was a good thing. And sometimes you can take a ho-hum picture and with some very careful cropping, pull a real gem out.
So here's my question as far as the rules for our photo challenge go. We're allowed 3 shots.
Yep.
Does Google, and this is simply me not really playing with G+ a whole lot, when we go in the comments, can we add another photo in the comment and say, like, to give somebody a more overarching idea of what the shot was before I process it and stuff like that? Can you add a photo to the comments like you can on Facebook?
Not that
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Because I think.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and if I wanted to add a comment, I couldn't. I could add a comment, but I can't add a picture.
Add a picture to the comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I think kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think as an overall, if we were able to do that, and this is for you, Google, if we were able to do that, we can show a before and after processing, so it gives somebody an overall picture of what exactly is going on. So take this little guy on a Mac, little black guy on a Mac. Suggestion, if you would, and add that. Facebook has it.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Well,
you might be able to do it if you put the photograph that you want to share, like on Google Drive or some cloud drive, and then it links to it.
Okay, we'll have to try that.
But I don't think it's going to allow you to do it within the posting itself.
Now let's move on. This is our winner, and I gotta admit, this is a spectacular shot.
Okay, yeah, this is the one I like.
We were talking about the zone system, and this kind of falls within that realm.
Giuseppe again. This guy's knocking him out of the
he's
park.
rocking. He is rocking it.
Good.
Well,
Giuseppe,
we've had
way to be.
The only thing I'm going to grouse about a bit
Is
is
Dirty Blacks.
it's not level. No, it's not level.
right.
It's tilted to the left side slightly.
Okay, so wait, what are you looking at
I'm looking
as
at
your
the bridge.
level point?
I'm
okay,
looking at the
That's
bridge.
what I'm looking at too. Okay.
And that points to an interesting problem when you start playing with angled shots like this is what do you use for your level?
What is your level exactly?
And oftentimes if you just kind of step back and look at the picture, your eye will naturally settle on something that it sees as a dominant feature. And that is where you want to do your leveling or your angle work. In this case, I think it needs to be level right there. He's got some awesome diagonals and some lines going there. This is super.
I don't think I mind it being off kilter.
Yeah, it bugs me.
Again, it's, you know what? When it comes to the black and whites, I think it's hard. It's, as we said before, black and whites aren't real black and whites when you're doing these kind of filter things. And I think the dirty blacks always get on my nerves. Just that muddy.
Well, now let's hit that for a minute. I mean, because we got some good blacks up here in the corner.
Yeah, but when you go
not,
down
yeah,
there,
I mean,
they're muddy.
Not
and
so
then,
much.
And then when you hit the water, the whites are so blown out.
Well,
that you
now they're
miss what's on the
blown,
river.
but down here by the bridge, I really like that diffuse look that they've got going on, almost
Well,
like
I
a
think-
mist.
Yeah, there's probably like some fog in this area that Giuseppe's in.
But the reflections here, you lose them.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah, I think overall, I like the way the light and the blowouts actually play on that diagonal line.
Right. Giuseppe, good job, my friend.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. That means you get to do another
Real quick, you talk about
challenge.
the angle on the bridge. I kind of like the
I
angle
like the
because of
angle.
the fact, if you ask me, it kind of opens to the right, so the angle of the bridge and the angle of the water kind of play together to lead you
Okay.
to an opening on the right-hand side.
I
So
agree.
you can be critical that it's not level, but I think it lends a movement to a static image that I really liked about that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
the
beauty,
angle-
that's the beauty of
I
art.
have to agree.
Everybody sees art the way they want to, which
Well,
is a
'cause-
wonderful thing.
With the angles, because with this angle being off kilter for me, it makes my eye move. Because if it was level, I would settle on that bridge and I would not be forced to move around
Well,
and kind of like see what else is going
So
on.
here's the other side of that coin. I'm OCD enough where it just bugs the crap out of me. It's not
Oh,
level.
we know you are. We know you're. Mike, me, OCD, never.
I do like the fact I want to point out this is yet another Samsung Galaxy S4.
Oh, you can go right ahead and point it out.
Hey, we have a saying in our house says, even the sun shines on a dog's ass most days.
This is where I wish I was delayed 5 seconds. Yeah.
Even the blind squirrel finds an acorn, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
this
God,
is
here
one
it
of those
comes.
cases. This is one of those cases where it's not about. And I'm going to back up. I'm not going to have the Apple versus Android debate. I'm going to say it's not about your hardware. It's
There is no
about the
debate.
person behind it.
I tell you what. After shooting the S5 for the last week, you couldn't give me a Droid.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because you can't tell what you're supposed to do with the thing.
The interface on the S5. I'm using S5 Sprint,
Hmm.
so it's got its own skin on it, but it's got to be the clunkiest interface I've had to deal with in quite a while.
Well, all of the interfaces for the Samsungs have their own flavors by the carriers.
That's what I've
So-
heard. That's why I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw a stone at Android per se,
Say, yeah.
but
The
the
only
Sprint
way-
interface is pretty.
I will tell you the only S5 experience I actually enjoyed is the Google Play Edition because it is direct
That's the one.
from Google.
So no skin.
No skin.
Right.
It is the Google Play Edition. And if anybody's out there wanting to know what flavor of Android or how should I get my Android phone from an Apple guy, I'm an Apple guy. We all know this.
We never would have known.
Get the
Really?
Google Play Edition. It is light years better than any of the other carriers model.
Yeah, I will say I have an AT&T S4. My son just bought an S5 before he moved him out to Colorado. My one daughter has an S3, another one has a Moto X. The first thing I do whenever I get my phone is I take TouchWiz or whatever else off and I replace it with a different launcher. And so I use the Nova launcher. So for me, the experience is always the same across every phone. I always have a Nova launcher. I don't use TouchWiz. I immediately freeze or toss out all the crappy
all the crapware,
AT&T,
craplets.
crapware from AT&T and Samsung. So I get rid of those things. But I was actually impressed with the S5 camera, and that's why I was surprised to hear you say that you don't want to use it.
That's a nice camera.
I've been shooting with the camera, and honestly, it has surprised me in a few ways. But at 16 megapixel, I was expecting a bit more out of the image. And I think what it comes down to is I need to find an app that will give me access to a TIFF.
That's what I think at the end of the day when it comes to the Android world, in opposed to the Apple iPhone world. Apple, the camera's the camera. And the apps enhance the camera. For Android, the app is the app. The app powers and controls what you can and cannot do with the camera.
Okay, let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think it's the opposite of how things go in our Apple universe.
All right. So I got something to share.
Wait. I have a bone to pick. Wait.
You go right ahead.
Michael Sweeney.
Yes, dear.
I do not see a single picture of the rivers of America in these photos from this week.
Oh, I thought that was my phone buzzing.
No, it's mine.
I checked mine too.
A single picture of what?
Of the rivers of America. And I got to take this call. Hold on.
You go right ahead. Let me mute you.
Yeah, I just couldn't go. As
So
I said, for me, the nearest river that looks anything decent is about 30, 40 miles from me.
So let me ask you guys, who is familiar with Kickstarter?
Me?
Everybody here? Okay. And who has seen or heard of a project that was called Moment?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Okay, so Moment was a Kickstarter project maybe 6 months ago that I found out about, where the guy who started it was very unhappy with the various third-party lenses available for iPhones and his Androids, and he actually took it upon himself with a team to design a real camera lens. What I mean by real camera, it's not just a +3 diopter piece of plastic in a plastic wrapper that you stick to the front of your camera. This is a full-on glass metal barrel lens, and he finally delivered. And so what you have...
He did really well, by the way. He got $450,000 out of his $50,000 request.
Yes, he did. This is a 60 millimeter.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
This thing is almost as heavy as the phone. It's got a very small metal plate that mounts on it, and it's really hard. Let's see here. You can just barely see. It's almost like a Leica mount. So the lens actually...
Whoa, wait, how thin is that?
Very. So you put it on, you twist, and now you've got this big old hunk of glass.
Oh, wow.
I want.
Oh, dude.
Me too.
This thing rocks.
I want.
So he's got the 60, and then let me pull over here.
Man, I'm officially jealous of Mike Sweeney. Damn.
It's going to happen time to time. And this little beaut, this is to die for. This baby is 18 millimeter, and it's damn near flat when you take the picture. Even though it's such a wide angle, you don't get the bubble effect.
Well,
you
you can see why.
Wow.
Wide angle.
No, you can see why. Look at the lens. The lens is
Oh,
curved.
yeah.
The lens is curved.
Well, it's actually multiple lenses in there. It's not just a lens.
It looks like it's naturally fisheyed, and that fisheye probably takes the curvature out of it.
And I'm going to try to pull up a picture here, so if you can bear with. I got, for those that don't know, is just as I was getting ready to do this, we lost power in our data center. So I've been juggling emails and panic calls and everything else while we do this.
Wow.
So what I'm trying to do is find my pictures, because I actually took a couple really fast sample shots. And okay, so that's
Not a bad deal for you either. I'm looking at what they did, and if you could get both lenses for $99.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can share this out. Can you guys see that? Yeah,
Yep.
there we go. So this is a unretouched at all fisheye or wide angle using the lens. And if you notice, there's a little bit of a V action going, but I
Yeah.
suspect that's more of the angle I'm holding the camera. But there's none of the curving or the bending that you would normally get with such a wide lens on the iPhone.
What I'm most interested and surprised by is not that, it's the very, very, very small amount of barrel distortion on that. If you look in your upper right and left hand corners in the lower left,
Yeah.
you can see it, but there is very, very little.
There's a touch of vignetting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you
Not
know,
bad.
I'm willing to live with that. Let me see if I can get one of the actually. Let me.
I think if you were to crop it in, just
Just
Yeah,
a
you're right.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
But
right
but
there.
this is, you know, this goes back to, I said, completely unretouched.
Right.
Makes many
I
crops
wanted you
everything.
guys to be able to see for yourselves what this bad boy looked like.
Well, Mike Sweeney crops everything. That's like rule 1: crop.
Pretty much.
that's why I figured I'd toss that one out there.
Step 1: crop. Step 2: color correct. Step 3: well, actually,
Well,
Step-
color
step-
corrected. That's
filter.
optional.
the first one is, this is how Mike Sweeney shoots. Step
God,
1:
here it comes. Here it comes.
neutral density filter. Step 2: crop. Step 3: color correct, if necessary.
Step 4, if necessary, add grain.
Add grain, exactly.
Okay. Let me see if I can share this. All right. So I was standing in exactly the same place that the wide angle was at, right? Didn't move my feet. And we went from wide to that.
Oh, wow.
This is the 60 millimeter.
Oh, my.
And it is
I like.
sharp, and it doesn't distort one bit. Not that I can see in my initial
It
pass of
looks
using it.
good. That
What I
really
will
those
tell
are
you-
nice.
What I will tell you is if you've had too much caffeination for the day, it's going to show up really bad. Because at this kind of focal length, the tiny sensor that we have, it's going to pick up any amount of shake. So you're going to learn how to use a tripod, or you're going to learn how to suffer without caffeine.
No,
Hopefully
thank
the next iPhone will have a. Hopefully the next iPhone will have a.
Some stabilization in it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't use an app with stabilization built in?
I do actually. I use Procam when I
I
want.
was going to say,
Yeah. Same here.
They still make apps without stabilization?
But this is an automatically exposed image. I didn't really play with it. I haven't touched it up at all. Contrast is good. Color is good. Sharpness is good. I mean, these lenses are really impressive. Now, they are not. I mean, the lens itself weighs more than the iPhone does, or pretty close to it. So this is not something you're going to throw in your shirt pocket and, you know, go cruising around. You're going to need some kind of belly pack or something of that type to haul these things around. And with the mount on it, it's not going to be slam it on the phone and take your picture. You got to be very methodical and twist it and lock it in place, and then go ahead and take your picture. So it's more akin to using the DSLR than a point and shoot at this point.
Well, I think it's going that way regardless. I don't think we're at a point anymore where our camera phones are really our camera phones. They're more. I mean, you see people adding these DSLR style lenses for your iPhone, which is kind of nuts. I mean, I mean, I've been in that situation where I'm that guy. I have a telephoto lens on my freaking iPhone. I get it.
That's what I want.
At
That's
this
what
point,
I want.
I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, dude, should I really just bite the bullet and get a real camera? At the end of the day, I don't, because I can still carry that telephoto lens in my iPad bag with me, and it's okay.
Yep.
When it becomes like I'm, you know, like in Pirates of the Caribbean when Jack Sparrow puts out his periscope like that. When I get to that point, I don't know. It's time to get a real camera.
So
Yeah, if they would come out with a 18 to 250 millimeter lens for the iPhone, I will be all over it.
So I wanted to push the lens. This is me going to the minimum focusing distance on the wide angle. I'm about 8 inches away, and yet you can still see how wide of an image I've got. And I wanted to push this so hard. It's on a white background, and I wanted to see what kind of flare, what kind of blowout I was going to get. Held up incredibly well, all things considered.
Yeah.
You know what I think this lens at this distance would be really good for? Product
What's that?
shots.
Which one? Product? Oh, yeah.
Shots.
Yes.
Product shots.
Absolutely.
Light background product shots or dark background product shots is really what you want to use this lens for.
I mean, so far as I can tell, there's virtually no distortion.
Yeah, because that's such a crisp image still. I mean, even if we got in really close
this is untouched. This is unretouched. This is straight out of the camera.
Yeah, I
Period.
think.
Now the mount for that stays on the camera all the time, so
Yes, it does. That's one thing I'm not real thrilled about, frankly.
But wait, my question is this:
let's see if I
what's
can
the
get this.
footprint on it? Could that still go in a case?
Can you see how thin that is?
Yeah, that's not really adding anything to the phone.
I mean, it's about a 1/16 of an inch.
But how is that attaching to it? Is my question.
Glue.
Nope. Hell no.
So would you say no, Michael?
No, I'm not gluing something to my phone. No.
There you go. That's what it looks like before it's mounted.
I'm not willing to glue it to my phone. I think that's a detriment there.
Actually, I'm in the same camp to some degree, but they do say that if you want to reposition, you just take a blow dryer and heat it, and it'll come right off.
Blow dryer? Wait. Put a blow dryer.
Oh, come on. A blow dryer
my...
is less heat than leaving your phone in your car on a summer day. People do it all the time.
I'm good.
So
Well,
I'm enough.
They do make it for the Galaxy as well, and the nice thing is with the Galaxy phones, I can just buy a new back for the camera.
There you go.
That's right.
So, I look at this 60 millimeter of glass goodness. I'll deal with some sticker on my phone to get the pictures I want.
Especially since it's the back, and you probably can put it in a rubber case of some kind, and it's still
look,
fit.
Here's my question: will that still fit even if I put my phone in this?
What you got there, Mike?
I have the Apple, faux leather.
I don't know.
Incredibly overpriced case.
I've got the Oliclip case, which is a really snug plastic case.
Yeah.
And it almost fits completely. I could use it if I wanted to.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because the Apple case has that complete open where that would be.
Yeah.
And it's so thin. I'm thinking that I could still keep it in this.
It might. How does it fit across the top of the? Yeah. It might pop up a touch.
You know what? Do that. Go into the.
Wait, what? What do you want, Mike?
Okay, it may. Go to the Apple's. It's the stock faux leather Apple leather case is what I use.
I can't get my camera to focus.
I see. That's very small, the profile.
It's really thin. It's one of the thinnest I've seen, but it's really stiff. It doesn't move with the lens at all.
See, if I was able to keep my case on my phone like it is and use that, then maybe I'd put some glue on my phone, but because
I'm actually considering putting the bumper on it, and the reason I'm putting the bumper is because the mount sticks up, ever so slightly on the back there, and it's going to catch on something.
Well, yeah, that's why I like this, because that would then be flush with the small lip that's in between the phone
Precisely.
and that. So try this before you get the bumper.
Yeah. I might go down to the Apple Store and see what I can dig up.
And now I have to show this is my new gear for this weekend. If you
Uh-oh.
go to Bank of
Well,
America,
if I could ask one question real quick.
Yes, sir.
Are you concerned with covering up the flash at all?
it looks like it has an open for the flash.
Well, no. Given
No,
given how useless the flash is on the iPhone,
No,
I'd
it's
just
not.
tape the damn thing over and nobody would care.
No, it's not.
So you don't care. So you don't care.
Well, personally, I don't, but I really wish this thing would actually focus. But you can see there's an opening for the flash and the sensor. So
Right, but the barrel of the lens is going to cover that up.
it will. It absolutely will.
It's going to block it.
So here it is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
if you wanted to take a group shot in that kitchen and you really didn't have enough light to cover everybody,
Richard,
I
let
would
me.
not use the iPhone flash for
Wait,
that.
wait. Richard, let me explain something about Mr. Sweeney. Mr. Sweeney has a battery of extra lights
I do.
that he lovingly totes around. With him
There he
at all
goes.
times.
You brought it up here.
If-
He's going to come with
if
every
you-
light he has.
okay, if I wanted to take a picture in the
There we
kitchen,
go, baby.
Exactly, he's got that thing.
if
And
I wanted to take a picture in the kitchen with a bunch of people,
I
Yeah.
carry around this at all times.
So
This little LED light,
what you got there? Oh yeah. All right.
little LED light, and I
What are
have
you
my.
swinging around?
With
I
your
have-
what you got there, Steve?
He's got the same one. I
Sweet.
just have a little piece of white paper for my diffusing because this is LED bright is really bright. It just gets it done.
So the bottom line is, Richard, nobody cares because nobody's going to use the damn flash anyways.
Not for that. Not for that.
Before you guys leave this and go to the next thing, I do want to close the loop on this thing. You said it was a Kickstarter. It's
Yep.
at momentlens.co. That's momentlens.co.
Yeah,
They're
you
now
beat me
doing
to it.
pre-orders
That's okay.
for 'em for $80 a piece. So
Wait, $80 per lens or
per lens.
okay? Because this is
I got both for significantly less.
Right.
We missed the $50 per lens deal.
I got both for significantly less, and I'm just thrilled to death with them. And surprisingly enough, I'll be going out to the pool tonight. I was going to take some night shots last night, and I missed it. But I'm playing with slow shutter, and I'm working on getting some of that really cool water look stuff going. So I'm going to play with a wide angle tonight.
That'll work.
See
Oh,
how
yeah.
I can push it. So let's see.
Yeah, I
How
don't
we're
think you'd be
doing.
trying that one in underwater either.
No, that won't fit onto my underwater case. But that's okay.
Well, no, wait.
What do you
Couldn't
mean?
you?
Wait. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Okay, Mr. MacGyver.
Yes.
Couldn't you retrofit a smaller screw into the area right there and put that
No.
make that lens work?
And you know why not? Because when you look at the lens and how it's mounted here,
Uh-huh.
how this lens works is calculated on the distance of the mount point.
Mount point. Okay.
So actually, the underwater case I have is threaded, and there is a lens available for it if I want to pay the price from the vendor.
Nice. Well,
No, I'm gonna have an answer.
because wait, don't they do the lens company, the case company that you use, they're scuba photography people,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Water shot.
Yeah, their whole deal is underwater photography.
Yes, it is. And the case is built just like that.
And they have I've seen them with this like light mount that you can put on around your phone.
So
when you're,
on the bottom of the case, there's actually a metal mount point where you
Point.
can have like handlebar lights coming
like a
off to
light
either side.
bar. I was
Right,
like,
right.
what is this? This is
So again, it goes back to no one in their right mind is going to use the Apple Flash.
exactly. Hashtag get one before I go to Hawaii next time.
And
Up
we
for it.
should probably address something. I mean, I don't know about the other vendors. The S5 Flash is marginal from what I've seen, although I really haven't tested it that much, to be frank. But the Apple Flash is just really a couple of LEDs. They turn on fast and turn off. But the duration is so long, it is not a flash. A flash is like 1/10,000th of a second in duration. And those LEDs are nowhere near that fast. which is why they don't stop motion. Like, you're trying to take a picture of your kid when they go running past you in the room. All you get is a badly lit, blurry mess.
Isn't that the flash, though, that they made such a big deal about the fact that it adjusts?
Yeah. It's got the double color to it. It's supposed to warm things up.
And it does.
It does not.
It does.
It does
A
not.
little bit.
It does, depending on the situation of. I like to liken it to a situational flash.
I will grant you that and say that in a lab environment it probably works just fine.
Well, I would take that. Let's do this. If you're at a concert and you need, no, this is round 2.
I was just thinking, I want a split screen on these guys, and I want it to be MVM, Michael versus.
We laugh about this. It's called the M&M show, really.
If you are at a party with your friends and you take a flash, that flash is not going to do diddly shit for you.
That's true. I have no friends.
Not. If you want a flash that's going to do something for you in that situation, go buy the Moto X. That's what that's for. That is the party goer's phone.
It is? I got a Moto X, and I don't think so.
Okay, take pictures in the dark. That one is got in my opinion, the best low light photos out of all of them.
I won't believe that until I see a smartphone with an ISO of 100,000 like the DSLRs.
I tell you, the best one. I think the one with it's designed for the low light is the HTC One.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but I thought the HTC suffered in daylight because of it.
It is.
Yes,
it
that's
does.
the problem.
Do not take a picture in the daytime with that camera.
I'm not going to carry 2 phones around me depending on time of day.
Let's just have one of them be for work and just remember which one to use for pictures.
Yeah, that's too much work.
See, that's what my Moto X is. It's strictly for work, and I always keep this one with me. I actually carry 2 phones at one time in case work calls because I cannot use my work phone for any kind of other calls except for work.
You can't have a camera on your phone, right?
No. So the Moto X is the camera's been
disabled
by Motorola disabled.
All right. So we're coming up on 7:15, and I'm going to have to check in with the office at this point. So we got to cut this one off a bit.
All right.
So here's your chance to promote yourself, promote something that you love, say hello to your mom, something. Let's start with Michael, Mr. King, the King.
Hi, Mom.
She's probably in the other room.
No,
I got to remember we got more than one Michael in here, so.
No, I can be found.
Where can we find you, sir?
Anything, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. It's Michael King 2023, and I can be found in my apartment right now.
There you go.
And then this weekend, I can be found at the rifle range.
So they're punching holes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mr. Portis.
You can find me online at ablackonaMac.com or on your favorite social media outlet at A Black on a Mac. This weekend, I will be at the Gilroy Garlic Festival, stuffing my face with yummy Gilroy garlic.
We're jealous.
Hey,
We're jealous.
Come on up. Come up, Mr. Sweeney. Hey. Okay, Mr. Sweeney, if you come up, I'll buy your ticket in.
Now that's tempting.
Come up. And
Smarter than I
You're
was.
going to buy the
He didn't
families
get to
too?
one person.
How many are in your family?
5.
5? I'll get you guys.
All right.
Come on up.
We'll see. We'll see. That might be a road trip day.
It's fun. It's worth it.
I'm not disagreeing. It isn't worth it. But,
you will eat your weight in garlic.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
not a vampire to be found.
Exactly.
No.
Richard.
Hey,
Yeah.
Your turn. Tell us where we can find you at. Plug something.
It was 2 weeks ago when I was first on here. I told you about my mapping site at Scaled Planet, and I do some display work of the same sort at rickorth.com.
Sweet.
And then I'm found on Twitter and LinkedIn, Facebook. Most of that's Rick Orth related.
Okay. One of the requirements of being in here is speaking up now and then.
it's very quiet.
Maybe my microphone slips.
Maybe. Thanks a lot for coming by. Steve, your turn.
Okay, I'm with Real Tech for Real People, which is a show Tony Pittman and I started back in 2008-ish to basically try to overcome the tech bubble that Leo Laporte lives in. Back in the day, he said everybody has high-speed internet. Like, yeah, everybody has high-speed internet in 2008 except me, and I had dial-up, and those were $500 pieces of software. Times have changed, but we're still looking out for the real person. So you can go to rtfrp.com or right here on Google Plus. You can go and look for Real Tech for Real People, or on YouTube, or on Facebook. We're in all those places.
So is that why you don't have the full-on studio with the green screen background going like Leo?
Yeah, because we're real people. Yeah. and I've got a real wife who says, no, seriously.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Hey, wow, I had one of those too.
I've heard that a few times.
Now, she did kind of make a concession with the Google Glass. And she's like, okay, it's a business expense.
That's a big concession.
I'm a supply chain consultant by trade and a supply chain professor previous life. So you can find me on Twitter at SCM Professor, it's Supply Chain Management Professor over there. But Google Glass is what I got that for looking at supply chain ops.
Absolutely. You say whatever you want to say, but we all know better.
Hey, my tax accountant said yes, it's a business expense.
That's what
I
counts.
wanted to hear.
That's all counts. That's right.
Can I get the name of your tax professional so I can have him for me?
That's right.
Well, the good news is I've given a couple talks with i4Transport at a couple of sessions. I did a CIO forum and a CEO forum for third-party logistics companies talking specifically about Google Glass, and he said, that's enough.
That works. Excellent. My name is Michael Sweeney. You can find me at www.msmedia.me. Don't forget me. You can find me in the Twitterverse, Light and Images. You can find me Google Plus. Just search for me. You can find me at Facebook. Search for me. All that good stuff. And if you send me an email, I'm more likely to respond. Hope you guys had a good time watching. We all had a blast.
Giuseppe is on the clock.
Who's on the clock? Pepe.
Giuseppe. Yeah, Giuseppe on the clock.
He is on the clock. We expect high bar from you. Raise the bar. Thanks for joining everybody, and have a good time. Keep shooting cameras, that is.